How is everybody doing? We've just got back from work. Unfortunately, we had to go all the way out to the strait to find the dolphins. Yes, Del, we're going to talk about Elon, and we're going to talk about Wally, and we are also going to talk about Harry tonight. I was actually halfway through watching Lady C's latest video, which was just uploaded about half an hour ago, and I've broken off that to come and watch this, but she drops quite a few bombs at the beginning of it, nothing to do with Christopher Boozy, nothing she hasn't said before, but she's saying it a lot more firmly. Basically that she has it on very good authority from sources, allegedly, that the marriage is in dire straits. In fact, that's exactly how she phrases it. And I don't doubt that for a second. I've always felt that if it was going to come to an end between those two, that it would be Harry leaving Meghan and not the other way around. And my reason is, yes, Meghan would dump him for a bigger fish, but who the hell's gone to touch her now? They've seen what she's done to Harry's life and her father's life and her sister's life, ex-husband, ex-best friend, ex-colleagues, bullying allegations. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So I've always known that she would ultimately end up a bit of a pariah, so to speak, on the dating scene, shall we say. So I always knew and hoped it would be Harry that would wake up. And apparently, you can go and watch Lady C yourself. She is saying, she has it on very good authority, that's the intimation, that's the scenario. The way she phrased it was that the scales have fallen from Harry's eyes. And as a mother, as a mom, and a wife, my love, I have sensed that coming for a long time now. Since June, since the Jubilee, since the booing. Right, stop saying hello to a few more years. Graham had to nip to the shop to get some coal to get the fire going. It's quite cold here today. Hello, Sheila. Oh, High Fly 101, Miss Melissa Crawford. Hello, Marcia. Yorkshire gal, Teresa Bennett. Yes, it's good to see you all here. Right, the Elon Musk video this morning. You see, this is the danger when you have people who have such extreme political beliefs that they interfere with free speech and freedom of thought and freedom of choice, or try and corrupt elections one way or the other by manipulating either mainstream media or social media platforms. It becomes a breeding ground for conspiracy theories. I'm not talking about people just openly questioning things. I mean genuine knockdown conspiracy theories. It becomes a breeding ground for scammers. People on our side of the fence, all of us subscribers, because I'm primarily I'm a subscriber like all of you guys. We stop believing in it. We stop believing them. We stop trusting them. That opens the floodgates for scammers. So, for example, if anyone at YouTube is watching this, do you really now think that it is that important to police YouTube channels that critique Meghan Markle and say things like, oh, I don't know, I think Meghan Markle's a silly cow. Okay? It's not earth-shattering, is it? I personally think she's a silly cow. She had everything and she screwed her own life up. She didn't need any help from any of us. Do you think that's more important than a scam artist trying to con people out of their life savings? Your YouTube, you're prepared, and Google and Twitter before Elon bought it, and others, Facebook, you're prepared to plough resources into things that Christopher Boozy's into, where, oh, someone said they don't like me, which means I equate that to the N-word, which is bullshit. You'd rather put your resources into policing that than actually closing down scammers that are alive. They are alive and thriving on platforms like this. And I'm talking directly to YouTube because I know I have a human who is monitoring every single one of my videos. I'm not stupid. I can see in the back studio what's going on. So I'm asking you, is it really that earth-shattering that people say, I don't like Meghan, I think Meghan's a silly cow, I think Harry's stupid, something's going wrong here? We've lived lives and had damage in our lives from people like this. We're recognizing things, we're questioning things. Is that really so terrible? Why was Wally taken down without explanation? No explanation at all. The letter still has not arrived because no parcels have arrived in Gibraltar, but we will get to the bottom of that. Or is it more important when you've got scammers out there who are trying to steal money from people? You don't worry about that? Oh, don't worry about that. We've got to get Yankee Wally off YouTube. That's far more important. She called Meghan Markle a silly cow. It's called getting your priorities in order, wouldn't you think? Having a bit of common sense, or is YouTube being run by some rogue bot, some rogue AI that doesn't know its head from its arse because it's not a human being? I have to ask the question, what the fuck is going on at YouTube? I see other YouTubers having monetization problems. I've seen Daniel Boland have to do a couple of community posts. Daniel's a comedian. He's never said anything offensive, ever, ever, ever. He's cracking jokes. Is that not allowed now? But scammers, yes, scammers galore. Come, come, come. So we're getting to a point, and what I really want to dig into in the next week, and I'm really going to research this, is the Aspen Institute. What the hell is the Aspen Institute? Who elected it? What is this foreign body? Why is it creating reports? Why does it seem to have affiliation with Christopher Boozy? Prince Harry also has affiliation with it. Who the hell are these people? And I'd urge everybody to dig into that. Who the hell is the Aspen Institute? Are they a harmless lobbying group? Or is there something a little more sinister going on here in the background? Anyway, sorry to start with a heavy heart, everybody, but it's pissing me off the way they're trying to control us, which, as far as I can see, is largely failing. And as it fails, they delete your comments. I don't delete comments off my channel. They block you. They block me. They demonetize people. They unsubscribe us subscribers from very popular YouTubers. They're going against free will, free speech. To me, it sounds like we're up against AI. We're up against bots. What do you guys think? And who is the Aspen Institute anyway? I pray to God Lady C's source is right and that Harry has woken up to the silly cow he married, and I hope he's taken the checkbook away for her own mental health and her own good, if for nothing else, for everybody else's own good. Right. Hello, Fibro. Paul Wilson White, Ruth Ann. DIN 1950, Martha Ross, Spangles. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody. I will just put some, in your opinion, Martha, we have to say, in our opinion, allegedly, is a malignant narc bully. Well, in my opinion, there's something very, very, very wrong with her. Terribly wrong. Hello, Misfit Gamma. I hope everyone survived Christmas and New Year. Well, we haven't quite got to New Year's yet, have we? Paul Wilson White. YouTube is AI and it takes a lot to get a human to help. It certainly does. But then they need better software, don't they? They shouldn't just be relying on algorithms and their basic AI. Because if YouTube takes action against someone because they don't like it, say it's a subscriber like me, not on a channel, and I just make a comment and the AI doesn't like it, it's not so serious. But if the AI comes along to police a YouTuber who spent, say, a week building their channel and they delete it, that's more serious. Let's take another YouTuber who spent 4 years cultivating a community. Snip, no explanation, no recourse, no legislation, faceless organization. What the fuck is going on with YouTube? That cannot be. It cannot be allowed to continue any longer. And I'm one for deregulation. I don't like over legislation of things, but this AI, social media is way out of control. And when mathematical robots are allowed to silence human beings, we really are wandering, sleepwalking into an incredibly dangerous situation, let alone some stupid prince of a realm interfering and chucking a couple of $1 million at it like we need that like a hole in the head. I think a lot of people are getting quite wholly sick and tired of being censored and told what to think and what to do by AI, like we're all children and we can't make up our own minds. Susan Knox Elkin, Aspen Institute is very nefarious. So it would seem. I'm going to download some of their reports. They claim to be in favour of free speech. I've already read one of their reports. They're quite the reverse. They're into almost total censorship, as if we're all in play school and we need to be put in the naughty corner and we need to be told what we can and can't think. An example, we've had a recent illness, shall we say, and a cure, let's put it that way, for that illness has come about, which apparently comes in the form of an injection into a human being's body. Now that's between that human being and their doctor. Since when is the AI and overlords on social media demanding that nobody even ask a question? Excuse me, I'm diabetic, would it be okay to have it? Excuse me, I'm not sure if this is suitable for me. And the Twitters that are things that Elon's revealing now, that there have been epidemiologists that have been silenced over that illness when they said, no, not everybody should be getting the cure, shall we say. That, I think, is going to turn into the scandal of the world. No one is going to stick a needle in my body personally, unless I've had a conversation with my doctor. I don't take medical, financial or legal advice from bloody YouTube, Facebook or Twitter. I don't know about you guys. They really, really are pissing me off now, as you can probably tell. Yes, YouTube used to be fun. It used to be human interaction. Now apparently we're interacting with I don't know what or I don't know who. I don't know what's going on. Hello, Jacqueline. Hi, Duchess of Dub. How they get away with it all, it astounds me. Well, basically, if they took my channel down right now and Graham's, and we found out for a fact, say, I don't know, something really horrific, how would we tell you? Unless the robot lets us have a channel to speak to you. How can any of you lot talk to us unless the robot allows you to keep your account? We're at the mercy of robots, or are we? Or are we at the mercy of people who possibly could be bribed by a political party or a celebrity or somebody very rich or someone who hasn't been elected? Or maybe it's somebody who's heavily left-wing or heavily right-wing who works on a social media like Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, who just suddenly decide, I'm not going to let anybody have left-wing opinions today. I'm going to delete and block them all. Oh, I'm not going to let anybody have right-wing opinions today. I'm going to delete and block them all. Who's policing any of this? Who decides what is and isn't hate speech? Who are these people that are running these big channels? In my day, it used to be called the Monopolies Commission. You couldn't have someone with a monopoly. Well, YouTube and Google, as far as I can see, have an enormous monopoly. And who in earth is controlling them? I don't believe the GDPR or even the Data Protection Act 2018 in the UK is sufficient. It's not sufficient. They shouldn't be able to delete any one of your accounts any more than they should be able to delete any YouTube channel without good reason. If a YouTube channel is pumping out porn, for example, gratuitous violence, if it's heavily, heavily profane, if it has absolutely no value and has tons of damage, yes, I can understand that. But from what I can see, people in recent times, very recent times, have been closed down for next to nothing. Next to nothing. And a lot of it stems from some silly cow getting her knickers in a twist because she's not popular. Who cares if she's popular or not? Anyway, carry on with your comments. You can see I'm on one tonight. I really am. I don't know if it's because I had to go all the way out to the strait to find the bloody dolphins or not. Yes, it does seem very sinister, David. It does seem very sinister. And I'm going to make it my business to dig and dig and dig and dig until I get to the bottom of who the hell the Aspen Institute is. I don't remember them getting elected. I don't remember anybody choosing them. Where do they get their money? What backing? Could their money be Russian? Could their money be Chinese? Could their money be Saudi Arabian? I can't answer that question, and even after digging, I may not be able to answer that question. So why the hell are they given any kind of influence? Why is a prince of the realm hooking up with them? Susan, I don't care how awakened Harry gets, he will never really be trusted again. No, he won't. He won't. I agree with you there. I mean, I could sit back and say, oh, you know, I'm not so bothered about all that now, Harry, but I wouldn't trust him. And I don't think the royal family will, and I don't think they should. Because who's to say, He wouldn't, you know, if let's say he hypothetically has broken up with her, then he gets back with her. Oh, Harry, could you just take a few pictures inside Buckingham Palace so I can card some more shit? No, I don't think he's ever going to be trusted again. In fact, I guess he will regret this decision for the rest of his life. Sarah B, because Trevor Colt's accent, yes, they think when he says duo, he's saying J-E-W. But also, Christopher Boozy, who clearly is a real human being, accused Trevor of wanting to shoot and murder, death, kill him, when Trevor didn't say anything of the sort. And these things are allowed to go on, and yet someone as harmless as Yankee Wally is shut down in the blink of an eye. Fibro, I've been unsubscribed from so many YouTubers. Yes, I have been unsubscribed from my husband's YouTube channel, and he has been unsubscribed from mine on more than one occasion, and we live in the same house and we talk to each other. I don't think that these people are winning by trying to control us. I think they're making us ever more determined. This whole episode is like an episode of the Tudors, but worse. Yes. What are they going for? Global domination? For God's sake? Welcome to the Matrix, yes. Right, Paul Wilson, White House. YouTube works on keywords, and that is ridiculous because it doesn't understand the context. Yes. My husband actually got banned from Facebook for a week because he was talking to someone about a female dog he had, and he referred to her as a bitch. And because the stupid robot didn't understand. But it can even be more sinister than that. They can, like if you give views of a political persuasion, as we all know from the Markle debacle, generally speaking, they label all of us as white racists, Nazi right wing. That's their label, and yet we are all many things of many kinds, because that's generally how human beings are. I don't know about you guys, but I don't fit in a box. I guess not many of you do. We're not numbers. We're not algorithms. We're not demographs. I don't like the way that they generalize, make sweeping generalizations about us and decide who we do and don't like. It really makes me want to say F off. Ruth Ann, monopolies are still illegal. Are they? Then how can this be? Who's in charge? Who can say, Google, you have far too much control? YouTube was wonderful, actually, before Google bought it. It was brilliant. I used to love it back in those days. It just went to shit as soon as they bought it. And then they wanted to encourage us all, oh, you need to have a Google Drive so you can upload all your family photographs. Oh, and you can link that to this other thing where you can have another Google product, and you can link that to another thing where you have another Google product. So when they take down your Google account, your email, Gmail, they take the whole lot down. Family photographs gone, YouTube channel gone, whole lot gone. Why are they legally allowed to do that? Why aren't our politicians going, hey, Google, what's going on? DIN 1950, I think there's something sinister behind it. I'm not inclined to believe it's just bots. I think that there must be people out there who think they can capitalize on it somehow. I don't know. But what they need to do is, if, for example, any of you guys were to lose your channel today, God forbid, you should receive more than just a generic email. You should receive an explanation. I think that no account should be deleted. No account. They can be hidden. They can be put in secrecy until a human reviewer can come round and then get into a conversation with that person and help them understand. And I'll bet 90% of the instances, they'd reinstate them either with no action, or they'd say something like, this is what got you took down. I know you didn't mean it in that way, but try avoid using that word, because at the moment that's how the computer sees that word. But no one can educate themselves, as they love to tell us all the time. No one can learn when they don't tell us jack shit about why people get blocked, why people get unsubbed, why people get demonetized, why channels go down. They don't tell us anything. So how can we be educate ourselves, as they love to say? Dawn, hello Fibro Warriors. Yep, good. You had a great Christmas. Harry knew once we'd all been sadly lost. I think it was the booing at the Jubilee. That's why I really wanted everybody to boo, to wake him up, because until that moment, I think he genuinely believed that the whole world loved his wife as much as he did. I think it was a smack in the face for him. I think he believed, I'm the most popular member of the royal family and I always will be, no matter how badly I behave. And that was a wake-up call. And I think that's when it began to sink in with him. I must check to see if I'm blocked from H from steps. I'm not sure who that is. The jab was not what they said it was. No, you can't say the exact words. Don't say the exact words. Let's just call it an illness and a cure, because we're not allowed to question. That's the biggest thing for me. It's not even as though people were going out and saying that the cure was bad. Don't get the cure. There were people being blocked and banned and thrown off for saying, oh, excuse me, I've got 1 or 2 questions about the cure. Misinformation, traitor, kill, block, and that's it. So people daren't even talk about it. Good God, Hitler would be proud of them, wouldn't he? Yeah. Who is that person, Chloe? Who is H? Blocked by H from steps. Right, my way down here. Hello, Duchess of Dove. Wokeism by them in that pool. Well, actually, I mean, I think it could even have been bots turning human beings against human beings. And we've been played for quite a long time, and they've been segregating us into tribal groups: the left, the right, the woke, the Nazi, the racist, the warrior. I think they might have been trying to break us down for a very long time with the use of bots. I've been banned from YouTube a few times because of who I've been watching, I think. That's interesting, Stephanie. There's somebody who emailed me, who follows me. They hardly ever comment. They've commented a couple of times on my videos. They've got the same username on Twitter. They've never tweeted. They went to go and look at Christopher Boozy and he blocked them. And they're like, where did he get my username from to be able to do that when I've never tweeted? Something funny is going on. I'm not even sure it's prosecutors, Ruth Ann. There needs to be some sort of government intervention, and you'll not hear me say that very often, but you can't have private corporations that have so much control and power. These social media platforms are where people on planet Earth, human beings, communicate with each other. And they are taking advantage of that, like, oh, you've been naughty, I take that away. You can't see your friends tonight. Like a parent, you can't go out and play with your friends tonight. You're in a timeout. Who gave these people all this power? Well, I'm afraid to say, guys, it's us that have complicitly given them this power. And governments have got to do something about it. And I know that takes time, but there's got to be some sort of appeal. These days we have 2 lives. We have our lives in the real world, but then we have our lives online. Now, if we do something wrong in the real world, we have police officers and we have courts and we have appeal systems and we have lawyers, and explanations are given. Nobody is dragged away and just thrown in prison and they're not told why. That doesn't happen. So why is that allowed to happen online? To a lesser extent, I'm not suggesting you need full-blown online Crown Court trials. Why was a YouTuber taken down? But the bloody least they deserve, especially after a 4-year working relationship, is a bit more of an email than an automated, you broke the terms and conditions. Okay, which one out of the gazillions of terms and fucking conditions you've got? And their terms and conditions are so blasé, believe me, they could be interpreted this way, that way. Klaus Schwab, that's the second time I've heard that name today. Graham, are you going to come and join us? Or you're struggling with the fire still? If they are watching, they are welcome to chat. Yes, if there is someone from you, but they won't. You know they won't, Ria. They hide in the background like little cowardly chickens. They're almost as bad as trolls, aren't they? Little anonymous people who've just got the power. They've got that delete button. Do you know, years ago I saw I think it was a Roald Dahl, you know, one of those tales of the unexpected where a woman had a man knock on her door with a box. And he said, inside this box is a button. And all you have to do is press the button. I'm going to leave it with you for a week. And she said, how will you know if I've pressed it? He said, oh, I'll know. And he said, and you'll get £1 million, but someone somewhere that you don't know will die. Anyway, he left the box with her and she thought about it and she had a look at it. And there were no wires in it and she couldn't see the harm in it. And one day she pressed it, thinking, I'll get £1 million. I don't think anybody's going to die. Straight away, the guy knocks the door and he says, you press the button, give me the box. And she said, how did you know I pressed the button? He said, I know you pressed the button. And she said, where are you taking the box? And he said, don't worry, I'm going to give it to someone you don't know and you'll never meet. Think about that, people who are working at YouTube, when you've got that all-powerful button, delete, just because you think you won't get caught, you think people won't see what you're doing. You don't know that for a fact. There could be a big inquiry in a year or two. It could be blown wide open, what's been going on behind the scenes. It could turn into the scandal of the planet. So think carefully before you hit the delete, you hit the demonetization, you hit the unsub with your nonsense and your naughtiness, whether you're trying to stop people politically thinking with one persuasion or another, or you're trying to silence someone from saying they think some silly cow is a silly cow, because by the way, she's a silly cow.
It could just be Tim God syndrome, you know, where you get a moderator on.
Oh yeah, oh mods, haven't we all had them? You get a crazy mod, go block everybody, like some loony. Right, I'm going to go down to the bottom now because there's been quite a lot of comments now. Oh, hang on. H from Steps is one of the singers of the group. He's blocking people who don't agree with him on what a woman is. Well, that's ridiculous. He shouldn't block people because they don't agree with him. How the hell is he ever going to get anywhere in life doing that? What a load of nonsense. He'll never persuade anybody of anything. Well, hello, Duchess. Well, he's never going to progress, is he, Maria? Quite frankly, is he really? Well, how else is H, or rather, Owen Watkins going to stay relevant? These are people I've never heard of before. I suppose they're celebrities wading in on stuff. No, I haven't had a chance to watch Royal Grift or anybody. I just watched half a Lady C doing that searches connections in Twitter. She was able to narrow down the main Harkle supporters. I believe it will all come out. If the Harkles have been paying anybody at all to online bully, believe me, that will come out. Computers have footsteps. There'll be no covering it up. Absolutely no covering it up.
And then we'll never let them live it down.
Oh, no, they won't. I mean, if that were to turn out to be the case, they'd be the biggest online trolls and bullies ever. And of course, that would throw weight behind the allegations of bullying at Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, wouldn't it?
There was never any conclusion to that, was there? Well, it was concluded. But
it wasn't an inquiry, it was a review of practices.
Nothing was ever
I think it will come
made
out.
public.
I think it will come out. Anyway.
Everything comes out in the wash, but usually it's too late to do anything about it.
Aspen Institute is a body to control free speech. That's rather the take I've got on it, Leslie. That's the conclusion I'm drawing. And I'm going to look very closely at all the people involved and who they are and where the fuck they came from. Harry used to be on their webpage, but is not any longer. It really is. That's interesting. I might write to Kensington Palace and also Montecito, just for the record.
We need to get the exact quotes from the Constitution as well to see exactly what it says about free speech.
Yeah, I mean, I was just as guilty. I let that one slide at the time because what they do is they drop bomb after bomb after bomb on the media. So we've been bombarded with stuff that we don't notice, and we do become distracted at the big things. And I think it's far bigger controlling people's free speech than Meghan making up fairy stories about racists in the palace. They will not tell me, even though I ask, where and how did I spam, scam, or target individuals, but no response ever. Oh, Kel, surprise, Stephanie. No, they never do give any explanation, do they? Now, I believe my comments are only seen on occasion. And also, guys, I go through and I like and love all the comments, although I have fallen behind. And then I go back and someone at YouTube has unliked and unloved them. And no, your comments haven't been edited. And who the hell's doing that? So I have to go through them all again with a like and a love. Who's doing that? who automatically puts all my videos on a yellow dollar sign, and I have to ask for a manual review. And after I've had a couple of manual reviews, obviously a human being goes, there's nothing wrong with these videos. I go back to green dollar. As soon as their back's turned, go back to yellow dollar, and it's a constant fight behind the scenes. It's quite lawless, actually, at the moment. They need to get a grip at YouTube.
It's either Tin God syndrome or people are getting bribed. That's what I think.
Marcia Toms, I was banned for life from leaving reviews on a famous online ordering site because I left a negative review on the bench. Oh yes, we've all heard the conspiracy theory from Christopher Boozy that apparently it was only about 50 people with multiple accounts all dissing the bench, as opposed to the majority of the audience going, that's a shit book.
We don't leave reviews on Amazon even.
No, I don't.
Because I said something was rubbish once. And we got a load of grief over it, didn't we?
I gave someone a 5-star review. I give them a 5-star
I'll
review.
never ever review anyone ever again on Amazon. Never. Oh.
I gave a 5-star review, and I got an email from Amazon saying, you violated our terms and conditions by leaving the review. So I thought, fuck you, I'll never leave a review for another Amazon seller ever again. Goodbye.
We never do.
So I never give reviews, which is a shame because a lot of the suppliers are absolutely bloody excellent.
I got in trouble on, my flight sim stuff. There's another website, because I do a lot of Explain 11, and there's another website called explain.org, and they put loads of stuff on there that you can download for free, and you have to leave a review. And I left a review. I said that was rubbish. Honestly, I said it's crap. It's not worth downloading. And that was it. They blocked me, and I wasn't allowed. I thought, what? Why are you asking for reviews? If you don't want reviews, if you only want good ones, why don't you just put at the top, please give me 5 stars, otherwise I'll block you. That's not a review.
I've got it. I'm falling behind on the comments, and I like to try and include no, not your fault at all.
I'm not trying to pull a conversation around to aeroplanes, I promise.
No, I know. I'm just I try and include absolutely everybody on the live. I don't want anybody feeling left out.
Just check the fire.
Oh, could you make some more tea, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Oh, thanks. That dolphin trip. Goodness me. Watching videos for shopping is more fun than that, the news of the Californian pair. Yes, I'm not actually interested in Meghan at all anymore. I'm more interested in Harry now and what nonsense has been going on. That's what I want to get to the bottom of. She's on the skids. She's on Skid Row. Couldn't care less about her. Good luck to her and her shopping trolley and whatever she can claw back. I'm far more interested in what on earth nonsense has been going on, and really it all stoked me up Yankee Wally. It was probably the worst bloody thing they could have done. Oh, right. Oh, that was the lady that had a very similar name, I know. Hello, Pat Pelham. You better take a look at the Aspen Institute. Yes, but someone's just said his name isn't on their website anymore, so that, for me, is very interesting. If he's going to endorse them, because apparently, allegedly, it was him and another guy that was, they were going to do some sort of commission report, and that's what I want to seek out, that actual report. Oops, sorry. So obviously private conversations going on amongst you guys as well. Well, as private as it can be. Ruth Ann. My stories never get liked. A hostile sub told me that everyone thought I was a nutter. Don't worry about it, Ruth. Everybody thinks I'm a nutter as well. Oh, yes. Hawk killed HM. I have had this on Wikipedia, on my own Wikipedia page. She says, I was banned from updating Wikipedia because I wrote the truth about Markle. Why do others' intelligent companies support lying? I'm going to pronounce that so, but I know what you mean. Even on my own wiki page, Wikipedia has a whole load of editors that contribute to it, and you can end up in a lifelong fight with them, with a battle. And they won't put anything on it unless, well, this is the way it was in those days, because my row, I gave up on Wikipedia after that, unless I could point to something that exists on another link on the internet, and it had to be accredited in a certain way, and they have rules and regulations and stuff. But what I will say for Wiki is they are human beings. So you're fighting with other editors, and you can appeal for mediation. Did you know that? I got a great Wiki editor called Anonymouse who stepped in and mediated and said, well, actually, no, we will put this link in, and these are the reasons why. So that's one thing I will say about Wiki, unless, of course, it's turned bot-based like everything else. And I know they have a heavy workload. Right, let me have a look. Well, yeah, I agree with you, Dutch Charles. I think he's got a lot to sort out, hasn't he? If he did want to come back, I mean, if he did come back, he'd just go in a little cottage or something and stay out of sight, don't you think? There's a comment on Instagram about Prince Louis resemblance with Harry. I said, what? No way, he's not. Hi, Vikings. No, I don't think so. But I'll tell you what, there's a big resemblance between Harry and Charles. I know that I've heard the rumours, but if you just get that part of their faces, I don't know how anybody could think that Harry is anyone's boy but Charles. To me, it's obvious. The family resemblance is incredible. Aspen Institute is funded by Rockefeller Fund and Gates Foundation. Is it for sure, Artisan? I mean, is it for sure? Because I hear Rockefeller and stuff being blamed for pretty much everything, plus others. So two of the richest family in the world. Info is online. I think it is. Well, I am going to look into it, but I will be surprised if I can find out who funds it. I doubt I can find that information. I believe that he is as bad as she because he knows better. I'm not sure he does. I think he's a bit dim. But as Lady C put it, apparently he's not quite as dim as we all thought because he has started to figure out. Do you know what? Maybe he took my advice and got a piece of paper and he wrote down the name of all the people that knew the private thing. Like there was me and there was Meghan and William. And there was me and there was Meghan and my best friend. And there was me and Meghan and the Queen. And all those stories got leaked to the press. Well, I could cross off William and my best friend and the Queen because they're not on everyone. It wasn't me. So, oh, maybe it was Meghan.
Oh.
So perhaps he does watch these videos. I pray to God.
According to the Windsors, he can colour between the lines now as well with the crayons.
Right, I missed a few comments now. They're going quite fast.
Plug for the Windsors on Netflix.
It's almost as if a lot of you have had a really bad, inexplicable experience with YouTube. Yes, they did use your country to escape Francis. Yes, Harry is old age looking more like Charles. Yes, isn't he? Because I'm not being mean, but their eyes are quite close together, aren't they? And there's a distinct look on the nose and the mouth is the same. If you got the two together, some sort of computer program superimposed them.
Are you saying they've got shifty eyes and a big nose?
No, I'm just saying that's a family trait, isn't it? Jade. If M was a man and H was a woman, we would all be supporting her. Absolutely, yes, it would be domestic abuse or something. I've always thought Harry was Charles's son too. Yeah, it's just the red hair, that's all. But if you look at James Hewitt, there's absolutely no resemblance whatsoever. And the dates don't fit up anyway. I would love to go into a little cottage and say, I bet you Harry will as well, Val. I bet you he will. It's only that silly cow he married that has to have the moon, the earth, the stars, and the biggest mansion on planet Earth and have every living being worship her because she's, in my opinion, a nutcase. I disagree. My daughter's really good with graphics, so I was going to get her to get a picture of Harry and a picture of Charles and just sort of move them over each other so people could see, because to me it's obvious. Louis is like Papa Middleton. Maybe they're quite little still to really know, because little kids, their faces change, don't they, so much. up until, I don't know, they're 16, then you can start seeing that they've always got really cute noses and stuff. The nose doesn't really form until they get to a certain age. It's like the Jew are a heavily trolling society. Well, precisely. If millions of pounds have been thrown at troll farms and bots in order to bully the public into adoring somebody, yes, then they've been trolling society, if that's what it turns out to be. And that's what I intend to find out. Of course, if I get taken down, how on earth will I tell any of you? See, this is the mercy that we're at. And it's not just social media. There are lots of platforms. If someone's running a business and they're on eBay, flip, they're off, that's it, their livelihood's gone. If someone uses Airbnb to run a holiday business, flip, they're off, robots said, that's it, you're done. The governments need to step in and say you can't, when your platform is over a certain size and someone is relying on it.
Yeah, you should have rights, shouldn't you? You know, as a tenant on someone's website.
You think? But apparently, the President of the United States, and I include all of them, since the internet's been around, so that's quite a few of them, it hasn't occurred to them. All the UK Prime Ministers we've had, hasn't occurred to them. All the Presidents of France, Presidents of the European Union, hasn't occurred to them that maybe these platforms would be nothing without the citizens. And a lot of these citizens build a business or they build a social community which has value, and they should have some rights. But it's never occurred to any of these clever politicians that are there to look after our lives. What a bunch of wankers.
Well, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth working hard and dedicating them. They can just flick you like that without any excuse. What?
There are a few Jezebel fanatics out here in South Africa.
Jezebel.
Petra Fleming. I can't wait for part 2 of Tom Bower's book. Let's hope Doria's past will feature. Well, yes, that's another mystery. I'm not so into those sort of mysteries, but yes, I mean, when you start having the wool pulled over your eyes.
Is that the new name for Megan?
Hi, Babette.
Jezebel.
Jezebel's just, you know, it means sort of tarts, doesn't it?
Judas and Jezebel, they were a couple, weren't they?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you've got to bear that in mind, Val. Susan, yes, at one point Rockefeller was funding Aspen Institute. Not sure about now. It could be George Soros, I don't know, or there could be a multitude of them, or more likely they're actually companies, you know, faceless companies that are registered in the Channel Islands or some other tax haven, or perhaps Gibraltar, and that the company secretaries and directors of that company are another company, and then the secretaries and directors of that. I've searched companies like that where I've given up by like the 15th company that it's hidden behind. But if something like the Aspen Institute is there to try and influence political in any way, shape or form, they should be like the Charities Commission. I don't care that these Delaware, is it Delaware laws where they or Denver or something where they set, I think it's Delaware, isn't it? They set up companies. All that nonsense should be stopped. That shouldn't be allowed. There was always talk about James Hewitt, but time has told the truth. Harry looks just like Charles. He does. Well, as he goes bald, it'll become more obvious.
And they've got DNA. They'd know straight away, wouldn't they?
But would the public believe it?
I don't know.
Oh yes, Stephanie. I think he is that dim. I think he is. I've met people like that.
Watch The Windsors on Netflix.
Well, put it this way, for him to sit there on Oprah and say, I didn't know I was trapped until my wife told me I was trapped.
Oh, I used to like the palace and the Rolls Royce and everything, yeah, and the helicopters.
Yes, exactly, Linda. Lot of redheads in the Spencer family. Lots of them. And Diana was natural blonde, and she could easily have been a redhead. One of her sisters is. Yes, absolutely. Very well pointed out. Yes, Michael Middleton. We'll have to see our little Louis, isn't he? He's a little wild spirit. I love him. Oh, don't encourage him with the flight sim videos, Val, really.
What did she say, Val?
She said she likes your flight
sim. Thank you,
video.
you're my other fan.
You're the other one who watches them.
They're a bit above most people. They are. I'm glad I've got some academics on the channel.
Yes, hello. He does. He looks like Charles, definitely. George is like Earl Spencer. Yes, he is, isn't he? He is. He's a very cute 4-year-old. Well, would you ever be able to see them? I'm not sure if those sort of things are public record, tax returns. Guaranteed there's something corrupt going on there. I'm not so interested in their personal lives as I am what they have been using their money to do that affect us. That's what interests me now. And I've got, that give me a hobby. We're not really back at full time at work until April. That give me weeks. I've got weeks to sink my teeth into this one. Online pic of Charles. Yes, I remember when Charles had a bit of a beard. Maybe you should grow one again now he's king, Please take Harry back. No, last he touches, keepsies.
You don't want him.
Okay, Val, we will see you later. Thank you very much for joining us. Hello, my papa. Ceilings were low, yes. William is taller. Yeah, what was all that about? He didn't know who'd lived in Knockcott before him. It was his brother and his wife. Doesn't know William and Catherine.
Oh, my brother. Have I got a brother?
Say.
Oh, yes, I think I have somewhere.
I'm just trying to make sure that everybody gets their comment up.
I'm really tired tonight. I need to go to
it's
bed.
Because you've been to sea.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry about the penguins. Maybe put H&M on ice. Yeah. Well, there's penguins on one, and polar bears are on the north, aren't they? And penguins are on the south one. If your channel gets taken down, it's because you're contributing to bullying and harassment. You don't have the intelligence or self-awareness to see the harm you're doing. Is that to me that I'm contributing towards bullying and harassment of the bots, presumably, in YouTube? I don't know if I've misunderstood your comment.
It looks like the FA Cup, doesn't it? It's really short.
So any multi-millionaire out there can just throw money at a load of bots and bully a load of peasants online.
Yeah.
That's okay. Votes? Is that okay, guys? Because that's the way things are at the moment. There's no one out there to stop them. Is it okay for any multi-millionaire, politician, anyone of wealth to set up and organise an online orchestrated campaign to bully impoverished peasants like us and stop us talking to each other? Is that okay? Yes or no? In my opinion, no. But that's the way things stand at the moment. Yes, they are allowed to do that. Any rich person.
Yeah.
As long as you've got money, you can do that.
So if you buy a bot farm and get 10 million subscribers overnight, is that cheating?
It's fine, you can get 10 million subscribers, but what if you unleash that army of bots onto somebody? Oh, hang on, didn't Alex Belfield get sent to prison for apparently weaponising his followers? So why is it that people can buy troll farms and bot farms to bully people into voting a particular way or adoring a particular celebrity or being punished if they refuse to adore a particular celebrity? Is that okay? Is it just me? Am I a nutter?
Sounds
or do I think
like
that's a little out of order?
Cheating to me.
Just
It's like being a banker when you Monopoly, you know you're going to win, don't you?
If you weren't a prince, you wouldn't have a chance. Yeah, I can believe someone said that to them. Hello, Miss Wings. Louis, yes, Louis is adorable. He'll be a heartbreaker when he's grown up. Hello, Nakara. So sad for MI6 or MI5. Never vetted this woman before Harry falling in deep shit. I think they did, but what can they say unless they can tell him what to do?
If they won't listen, there's nothing they can do, is there?
It's the side profile, yeah. Action Hewitt.
I've never looked at them that close.
I've never looked at them that close either. Most governments are involved. They're involved, not involved in looking out for us. Welsh Fire. They're involved, but I don't believe in looking out for us. Otherwise, this nonsense wouldn't go on, and people would have a right to reply if they lost their, for example, Twitter account, YouTube channel, Facebook page. There should be some recourse. There definitely should be. Who's TP? I'm trying to. Yes, I've been watching the Lady C video. That's what I was saying before, that she intimated that she's heard it from more than one source that the marriage is in dire straits. And the reason for that is apparently what has come back to her, allegedly, is that the scales have fallen from Harry's eyes. He's now beginning to see what the rest of us have been seeing for a long time.
She's well in the know, Lady C. She is.
Yes.
But we need an interpreter to watch the whole video and tell you in 1 minute what she said.
Wonder if anybody knows what happened on the 14th of January 2019 with regard to H&M. I believe what happened took place. I think it was Birkenhead, actually, when she wore the red and purple outfit. I can't think what, because apparently we're not allowed to say or question. In fact, I might go and gaffer tape a cushion to my right knee and walk around the house in it, but I won't.
And claim you're pregnant.
I wasn't actually going to go as far as to say that.
Was it something I said?
I would love to see a real honest journalist take on the Harkles and call them out on their countless discrepancies, but they don't have the courage to face honest questions. Well, you can't really blame them, can you? They're multi-millionaires who've proved time and time again that they will sue and threaten and silence.
But journos get fired. I mean, if they can fire Pierce, what's his name? They can fire anybody, can't they? So no one's going to want to.
What chance
does the finger on the button? Now they go, hey.
What chance does a journalist stand? Their editor and the owner of their publication would be phoned up and they'd be fired by the end of the day. Look what happened to Piers Morgan, forced out of ITV.
He said Meghan had rung up and insisted he got fired.
Yes, apparently.
Or apologise or something like that.
Right, here we go. I'm getting to the bottom. No, it's not right, but it's being done. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's not right. No, it's not right. I hope Purge is on that. I like that. I watched Shalon Lester's video. Yes.
Oh, she's got a new one?
I don't know. She doesn't actually do them very often. In fact, I think I've seen about.
I think she's brilliant.
I think in all the years I've seen Shalon do about 4 videos on Meghan and Harry. So they put her on the Netflix documentary. That was kind of a weird.
You said I'm a what? That was brilliant. I love that one.
I think we should all stop H being allowed to benefit from the DIM card. He's equally responsible for this shit fest we're witnessing, in my opinion, of course. No, it's not and never will be. I presume that is an answer to my question. That apparently, I suppose by us all being here, we're contributing to bullying and harassing by asking questions and saying, what the fuck is going on? Or daring to say, I don't like Meghan Markle. It's for the record, I don't like Meghan Markle. I think she's a silly cow. I think she had every opportunity offered to us that less than 0.1% of the population get offered once in a lifetime, and she tore it up and threw it in the bin. Because for some deluded reason, she thought she could find something better, like, I don't know, Beyonce and Hollywood. I don't know. I don't like her. I think she's a silly cow, and that's my freedom of choice and opinion. Can we just drop them in the middle of the sea? It was an island. That's my story. Or a catapult. No, I'm only joking, Meghan. I wouldn't have anything happen to Meghan physically or to be harmed. Hello, Jat. Sorry, I didn't click that one long enough. No, not okay, but look at the globalist billionaires forcing their ideology on how we have to live, but not them.
It's like I want you to give up your car because it's damaging the environment and all my plants and my garden are dying. But I'm not going to give up my car because how else am I going to get to the pub? It's unlimited.
And if we dare question, we're either racists or we're tin hat conspiracy theorists or we're bullies. Oh, one way or the other, we're bad. Stop asking questions. Shut up, free thinker. Just accept what social media tells you. No, I fucking won't. And if that was the case, I'd rather not be on social media at all and just live my life.
She's a home drinker. And she's been running the pub industry down for years.
God, that was another one. They banned smoking from the pubs. Not that I drank in pubs anyway.
I hate football. I've never been to a football match in my life. So does that mean I've been running the football industry down? I don't think so. There's plenty of people out there that do like it. And there you go. But it's not my thing.
Harry won't come back after their divorce. He's dim, but not completely stupid. I might disagree with you on that one. He will feel so ashamed, and I do think he will do some self-harm. Yeah, I think when he wakes up from it and he actually looks back in it in the cold light of day,
So why do
yeah, I
they
think he will. He'll probably go and live in Africa.
Why do they portray him in The Winds as really stupid and dim?
It's only a comedy show, Graham. It's not like
but
fucking factual documentary.
Prince Charles was first me, then you, yes, and my harpist is coming. They took him off to a T. The whole purpose of a comedy sketch, impersonating people, is to be like them, isn't it? But exaggerate it. And Harry was dim in that.
Because he's got a reputation for being stupid. Because he does stupid things like wear swastikas.
Well, he did it once.
It's an idiotic thing to do, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Unless you don't mind being criticised. But his criticism bullying. Oh, he's bullying me because I wore a swastika. Why is everybody bullying me and stoning me?
So why don't you take it easy on the table, man?
Sorry, darling.
Bloody hell, how do you know? Right, yes, I think she did, but that was quite a while ago. I'll have to go and dig that one out, because Aspen Institute, there is something funny going on. I think next year will be interesting with those two. I do too. And I think there's a lot that's going to come out. I think there's a lot in the arsenal. Why do you think people used to think so highly of Elon Musk? He bought Twitter now. All the so-called elites here in the US can't stand him, I know. Oh, maybe because he's going to blow them out the water in a minute. I know. I'm not entirely sure that Elon is the saviour of it all either.
Give him a chance.
Well, I'm trying. They're going quite fast, and I want everybody to get a chance to have their say.
Yeah.
Yes, Harry killed HM, which is a username, by the way, algorithm. H and Harry's wife keep pushing the idea we don't have the right to dislike them.
Why?
But the question should be, why do we have to care about them at all?
I dislike football. Do you think football is bothered that I dislike football? They don't care.
But isn't that bizarre? You're only allowed to say something about them as long as you're worshipping and adoring. Oh, Meghan. Oh, Meghan, that was marvellous, Meghan.
Majesty.
Oh, Meghan. Meghan. Yeah, are you okay with that, Sugars? We'll just keep doing that. Or curtsy.
Have they got thrones, you think, in there?
I don't know. Rhea. I don't like Meghan Markle, and it's allowed. Yes, it is, Rhea. They can throw us all off social media, but they can never drill our heads open and force us to like Meghan Markle. Doesn't work like that. Well, we're all bullies together then, aren't we, apparently? We're all contributing. It's not that she's a silly cow who's gone around doing a load of stupid shit, making people dislike her, because she needs some help. No, I don't know the latest on Nate. I haven't had a chance to catch up on any. Yeah, look at what the Sugars said. They have said a lot worse. I mean, true Sugar, not Meghan supporters. There are nice Meghan supporters out there. No, I don't think William looks like Charles at all. No, I think he's got a lot more Spencer side in him. He definitely looked like Diana, didn't he, when he had hair? Alex is a political prisoner. Well, I'm not picking sides on the Alex Belfield case, but the fact is he has been sent to prison, and as I understand it, for weaponising his fans. So where's the difference between that?
He got a viciously severe sentence. I mean, I don't even know what he was charged with. Something to do with the internet and sending people rude emails. Apparently he'd been stalking people on the internet by emailing them. So
what is the difference between that and a multi-billionaire getting a load of bots and a troll farm in Russia to go and attack someone? Is there a difference? I don't think there is. If you're going to send one person to prison for that, then you need to send the person who has the troll farm.
Prisons are not there for that purpose. They cost a lot of money to run prisons. Prisons are there for people like Wayne Couzens, who murder people, okay, as a hobby. It's not there for internet trolls. Okay, maybe for 6 months.
I just want to answer this one. I need to do a lot of research on what is and is not free speech. Well, it's not really been established, has it, JJ? That's really the point. We're in the middle of a learning curve as a whole society. What is free speech? What is hate speech? And more importantly, who gets to decide exactly what hate speech is? Because to some people, hate speech could be something very small, and to someone else, it could be something very big. So That's what we're, as a society, are learning, but we're never going to learn that if people are simply blocked and flicked off the internet and then told to educate themselves, do better, learn to do better, if they're not offered an explanation. So if somebody loses a YouTube channel and YouTube just go, no, you're off, you broke your terms and conditions, that's it. Nothing further coming. How can that person educate themselves, learn to do better? And there is no specific definition of free speech. There is none. At the moment, the best we've got is you cannot defame, you cannot bully, you cannot threaten, and you cannot harass. Those are the basics. And then anything outside of that is free speech. But is it? But unless we are allowed to have these conversations and we're not shut down, we're never going to move on from that learning curve, are we? We're going to be perpetually stuck there. But I will not be dictated to that I have to love, thou shalt love and adore Meghan Markle, because I don't. I see her doing and saying things I don't like, bitchy things. And she's never going to make me like her by doing and saying bitchy things. Pat, they love flying around in their private jets, don't they just? But again, that's not really, I'm not really much of an eco warrior. Whether she was pregnant or not, I don't really care about that. I don't care if they go around in private jets. There's an awful lot Meghan and Harry do I don't care about. If they've been stomping all over people on the internet, if I find out that they have financially paid Christopher Boozy or the Aspen Institute, or there's been any nonsense like that going on, and they have been actively conducting trolling and online bullying, that's gloves off territory for me. He's a prince of the realm. He's the last person who should be getting involved in anything like that. He will come back and I bet he'll keep a low profile, probably have plastic surgery and wear a wig. I know I would. Their lack of self-awareness. Yes, it's almost like they sit in their mansion taking drugs all day long. A couple of lunatics. Surely Birkenhead incident affects not only H&M, the Royals, and also our country. Well, yeah, good grief. I mean, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt on that. It was probably, I don't know, an extra layer of woolly vest or something just slid down her leg. All I'm saying, the fact of the matter is the photographs are out there. They're on a Getty website. They're out there, red and purple coat, for anybody to see. I don't know if she was pregnant or not, and I don't care if she was pregnant or not, but I do know that she arrived at the event with a big medicine ball up her dress, or shape, and at the end she was as flat as a pancake with a lump down her knee. Now, I have no explanation for that, but apparently we're not even allowed to question that any more than we are allowed to question the cure for a global illness and whether it will make us more ill, kill us, or not even allowed to question. Then we're really getting into dangerous territory, aren't we? Free speech equals you can state you don't like Meghan. At the moment, yes, until someone produces a law to say, well, you can't say that, it's illegal. No one's allowed to say they don't like Meghan. Or I don't like anybody. I mean, Piers Morgan, for example, sometimes I love Piers and sometimes I hate him. Boris Johnson, I used to love Boris Johnson when he was on Have I Got News For You, but as Prime Minister, I hated him. And I quite often said, I hate Boris Johnson. That's really strong. I hate Boris Johnson. Loads of people say they hate Nicola Sturgeon or they hate this politician or that, but they hate Rishi Sunak at the moment. Now, if I were to say I hate Meghan Markle, which by the way, I don't, but if I were to say something like that, oh, they'd get lit, wouldn't they? But we can say that about politicians. People say that about other celebrities. You can say that about absolutely anybody, but you're not allowed to say it about Meghan Markle. But as I say, my thing is getting to the bottom of who is running the Aspen Institute. And I am going to look into it. And I hope some of the other YouTubers will be like a dog with a bone. Don't let that one go. Yes, I'm concerned Harry might. I was until I heard Lady C say that tonight. That it's very much, that the way she said it sounds like it's Harry pulling out of the marriage and not Meghan. It's Harry going, fuck you, I've had enough. Allegedly. Go watch Lady C and then you'll see. Harry built that costume himself. I don't know. Hi, Jamba. I can speak freely about someone I don't like. Yes, and then obviously you face the consequences. That person comes up to you and says, oh, I hear you said you don't like me. Yeah, I don't like you. or whatever, government involved with the WEF, World Economic Forum, would that be? I'm not up on all the acronyms. Marcia Tom, I don't believe he has balls to hurt himself. He has no backbone. Wow, agree. Research would help. No hate, just don't like her. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard any of you guys say you hate Meghan or you hate Harry. Most of the comments that I've seen over the months are, I don't like they did this, I don't like they did that, blah, blah, blah. Going through the comments so make sure I can get everybody in. Free speech equals, you can state you don't like Meghan. Harassment / bullying equals stating publicly assumptions with no foundation and criticism of private life. Okay, JJ, in what way is the Aspen Institute private life? I've already said I don't give a fuck if she was pregnant or not. I don't care if they fly around in private jets. I don't care if they eat Tinky bars all day long. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is, has any money been exchanged or any involvement with the Aspen Institute that's nefarious, that has infringed on the freedom of expression and free speech? Is that why Yankee Wally's channel was taken down? That's what I'm interested in. That's what I'm focused on. If she wants to walk around in public, I don't know, with lumps and bumps under her dress, that's none of my business. That's up to her. I can stand back and laugh, same as I would if I saw anybody behaving like that. But have they been using their money, their power, their privilege to infringe and silence and demonetize and deplatform YouTubers and people on Twitter? That is my question, and I ask that in the spirit of free speech. And I add, I don't like Meghan Markle personally. I don't like her. I see her say and do bitchy things, and that's why I don't like her. I don't read British newspapers. I'm not interested in them. I live in Spain, and I'm far too busy with my own life. But I want to know if someone rich and entitled who has not been elected is suppressing my free speech, or that of anyone anywhere else on planet Earth, whether they've got a First Amendment that protects their rights or not. It is not good enough that the wealthy can just stomp all over people's rights, if that is what's been happening. And I am using my right to question. And I'm going to keep questioning and keep questioning until I get some answers, because I have seen Christopher Boozy on a Netflix production produced by her. He is an internet troll. He is a professional troll. What was he doing on her documentary? Why was Harry quoting Bot Sentinel on that documentary? I'm pretty sure he did. Why is Harry endorsing, or has ever endorsed or been involved with the Aspen Institute? What is the Aspen Institute? Why did Harry say the First Amendment is bonkers? These are the problems that I have. And you're really going to come up against a brick wall with me if you try saying that I'm harassing or bullying or that I'm a racist. You should really look into who I am. And you'll find out I'm a left-wing, tree-hugging, do-gooding, ex-fugitive. I am not what you think. I'm not going to fit into the box that they like to fit people into that are anti-Meghan. I'm anti-dictatorial. If I was into it, I'd move to North Korea. Whatever we will do, it won't be enough. William told H not to wear it. Oh, we're on about the doodah. Sparks will fly when the book is released. I doubt it, Glinda. I doubt it. I wouldn't have thought there's going to be much more that Harry's going to say in the book. There's nothing to like. Well, for you, Carmen, there's nothing to like. I won't elaborate any further on that. You know, ideology is a Bible sin. H&M. Okay, I'm not sure I understand that comment. High school crap, we are grown-ups. The coronation is the debate to provide the children. Glinda, I don't think the royal family give a toss whether the children go or not. I certainly don't give a toss. All this, you're not seeing the children, you're not seeing... I don't care. I never wanted to see them. I'm not interested in royal children until they start sort of growing up and they're old enough. For example, Catherine's children are now old enough to walk to church. When they're little tiny babies, nah, I'm not interested. I've never really understood where Meghan's coming from there, or any other celebrity who pixelate their babies' faces, for goodness sake. I think it's one of the biggest attention-seeking acts ever, actually. No accountability, no ownership, no remorse. I do not bully Meghan, but it's her evil spirit that collides. Graham, what time is it? I've got so many of these comments. 7:10. I'm going to have to wrap this up in a minute, guys. You can tell I've been all fired up. Ria, JJ, what about Meghan and Harry have said about the UK not welcoming her but being racist? All lies, and they were getting away with it. Actually, Ria, you know, I was watching a video of Piers Morgan and Paul Burrell and a couple of other guests a couple of years ago after the wedding of Meghan and Harry, singing her praises galore. They were showing UK headlines, singing her praises galore. The idea that the country was a bunch of racists is horse shit. And there are actually archives, actual newspaper archives that people could look up. I'm going to have to wrap it up for now, guys. Thank you very, very, very much for joining me. I'll just squeeze in a few more comments. Free speech, the legal right to express or seek out ideas and opinions freely without fear of censorship or legal action. Well, that remains to be seen, or they should add, or bot action at the end of that, shouldn't they? Hello, Carrie US. Well, in the USA, our constitutional rights are under attack. Hate speech is allowed, freedom to express and protest and assemble, but they're shutting down all competing and opposing viewpoints. Yes, and I do suspect that robots are dividing us as human beings by getting us to fall for these categories they want to put us in and pitting us against each other. And yes, I do think that Meghan is guilty of that. I have seen her actively try and pit people against people, and I believe she does it in order to build a popular audience. Hi JJ, you came up on my timeline randomly a month ago. Never heard of you before that. I've done some research on you, so I have no idea what you're about. Good, good. I'm glad you do, because when people don't look into me, they do tend to think that I'm right-wing, especially if they find out, well, when they find out my mother was a right-wing politician, but I'm not right-wing. I'm centre-left. I lean left, but I'm very moderate down the middle. And no, I'm not. I do not like Meghan. Well, I can't say I don't like Meghan as a person. I don't like what I see. She's not winning me over, not at all. She comes across as, unless you are willing to adore and worship and agree with every word to the extreme, you're an enemy. You are an enemy and you are to be punished. That's how it comes across. And I've been observing and watching this for some time. Anyway, I really, really must wrap this up, guys. And I think if the lovely Ria has the link to this Discord group, if she could post that there at the bottom, and then you guys can continue the conversation on the Discord. Everyone is welcome on my channel, including and especially JJ, or anyone who disagrees with me, because as you all know, I don't want everybody to agree with me. That's what makes life so interesting, that we can all debate and we may change our ideas and grow as individuals. I know I have changed ever since having had this YouTube channel, because you guys say things to me and I think, oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. Oh, that's true. That's a point. So I do like people who disagree with me. The only thing I ask is no bullying, no rudeness, you know the kind of thing, no trolling, because we never have anything like that. But quite frequently, people do have different points of view on this channel. Thank you all very much for listening. As you can tell, I've been quite heated over this today because of the Elon Musk thing this morning. Because YouTube don't seem to be putting enough effort into stopping scam artists, and yet they put tremendous effort into silencing people who say they don't like Meghan. If there's a channel out there saying, you know, I hate Meghan and I want to do this to Meghan, and it's a pure hate channel, I'd be the first one to say that's got to be taken down. But there are channels out there saying terrible things about us YouTubers. There are channels out there that are being complained about, and YouTube won't take them down. So there's a double standard going on there, and they don't seem to be doing enough to protect the community from scammers, but they're putting a lot of effort into one girl, getting on. She's getting on for my age now. Actually, Megan's only 9 years younger. No, she's 11 years younger than me. I think 11 years. I'm 52. They're putting a lot of effort into that. I find it incredible, and we don't have any protection on any platform, not just social media, on any of the major platforms that have monopolies. They have monopolies over our lives. We don't have any rights. All we get told is terms and conditions. It's our playground. You're out. Don't care if you built a business for the last 4 years on eBay. Don't care if you built a business for the last 10 years on Airbnb. Don't care if you've had a highly successful YouTube channel and you've never done anything wrong. I just took it away from you, and there's no law that gives you any recourse of appeal. And I think that's very, very wrong. And on that note, thank you all very much for joining me. I think I'm going to go and have a vino now. Peace out, earthlings. Be nice to each other. And